Hey all, it's Jack. I'm going to give you a little update on this show. So I've been off of social media, aka Twitter and Reddit, since about midweek as I sort of figure out how I can both be myself a better citizen of these platforms as well as make these platforms better for my own use cases. I got some, I think significant criticism over the past week that I know took a lot of guts and honesty for people to give. And, I really want to take it seriously. And so I've had some time myself to think this evening, which has really helped. At the end of the day, I think what makes me happy is really not trying to be an influencer or to, correct narratives, but really just to be around a smaller group of positive-minded people who kind of like to nerd out on the same things that I do and to celebrate all the little things that are happening. So as I slowly return to social media, I think that is the focus I'd like to take. And I sort of have realized that this involves, essentially starting over. Um, I also realized that, I think a small number of people have come to look forward to the weekly Stadia community data drops each week. The automated data collection continues to run, and I will continue to patch in all the manual data. You can find this now over at StadiaStats.com. So my own flare now being removed. And we'll dump a summary of kind of interesting numbers once a week over at pntsnetwork.com. I'm going to retire the Reddit posts as I think I find myself more often than not kind of getting dragged into what I think are kind of low quality, intellectual wise, at least, arguments about the integrity of the data, which, I don't think I really need in my life. But one change I'm making immediately is to provide less editorializing of the data myself. I'll leave it up to the audience and other content creators to provide interpretations and opinions of the data. So message to the world, feel free to use any of the data that you want. Before going forward, I also want to explain kind of one other thing that I think you need to realize about me, and that's that I'm really not a gamer. I'm someone who's really passionate about Stadia from a technological or technology point of view, way more so than really any of the other cloud platforms. And, I like to play the games, but there's no really game out there that I really, especially care about. So I kind of have trouble putting myself into the shoes of, actual gamers who are disappointed that, Battlefield 2042 or Elden Rings aren't coming to Stadia because I don't, really give a shit. I'm more than happy to just play the games that do come. And, let me show you this kind of list of the most played games for myself and my family. So if we go to Stadia Hunters and you sort by played time, you can see we've really had a great time playing them all. AAA games, indie games, old, new, and everything in between. You can see in this list of top games that we've spent time on, kind of all of the above. I've never watched the Game Awards in my life, and I don't think I will in the future. So I admit I do have trouble kind of understanding gamers. I don't understand their chairs, their kind of streetcar racer-like obsession with system specs, their consistent tendency to get into a cycle of sort of overhypedness and then exaggerated disappointment. So if you're the type of gamer that wants to play every kind of trendy game that comes out at the exact same time that, the so-called kind of cool gamers do, I'm probably not going to enjoy your complaining, and you are probably not going to enjoy my complacency. So whether you enjoy Stadia or you don't, I think let's just all kind of call a truce here and hang out with the people that, as I said earlier, just like to nerd out about the same things that we do. So, okay, kind of a emotion dump over. In the spirit of kind of sharing interesting data, let's look at two Stadia stats today. So the first is the Dirt 5 leaderboard. So I've been following the Dirt 5 leaderboard since about a week after it went pro. The growth of the leaderboard has been, I think bigger in December actually than it was in late November. This past week did see a little bit of a slowdown. It still averaged about 1,000 new names per day, though, so that's something to keep in mind. Next, the at Google Stadia Twitter follower account grew by almost 1,000 followers this week versus about 1,400 the week before, and I think about 150 or 200 the week before that. It's been growing since the anniversary now, and at this point, it's basically hitting new maximums every day. So that's it for this week. Join next week for another episode of the Stadia Numbers Snapshot. That'll be the real episode 2.